this world, changing your mindset.
Hello, good to have you here today on Be This World Show. We often equate death with grief. If truly death is grief, why do we celebrate death? Why don't we celebrate people while they were alive? You will agree with me that our culture, our society, is a culture that celebrates death. Today on the show, we will be celebrating one man who has devoted quarter of his life to entertain us, to make us happy, to make our homes part of what it is today. And we'll be talking about staying power. You will agree with me, in our society today, people want to start something today and become a billionaire tomorrow. We have this word say blow. And when they don't blow, it becomes an issue. And on this show today, we have a one man who has been staying for more than 2 decades doing what he knows how to do. And no other person than Solomon Oko. Let's go for a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue. Don't go away.
Be this world, changing your mindset.
Welcome back to just joining us. This is Be This World, and my guest today on the show is no other person than Solomon Oko, comedian Bo Joint. Join me to welcome on the show, Bo Joint. Bo Joint, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate
Happy birthday. We celebrate to hear
thank
from Be This World. We appreciate all your contribution to our homes, to our society. We just want
Thank
to pray
you.
that the good Lord will locate you and bless you as you celebrate today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bo Joint,
Thank you.
20 years
Yeah.
and in the industry, comedy industry to be precise. And in Nigerian culture, you've not blown. We have this culture that people want to get to the industry overnight and they blow. But God has been faithful to you. What do you have to say about this? What has motivated your staying power? Many people would have quit. Many people have started doing something else. But this is one man here, very cheerful, always happy, always pushing. Tell us, what has been your staying power?
All right. First of all, whatever you do, you put God first. I would like to say yes, it's the good handwork of God. And at the same time, when there is nothing like when you love what you're doing, or there's not like when you're being paid for what you love doing. You understand? So if you love what you're doing and you really enjoy it, I find, despite the fact, other people make money out of it and you are still lagging behind, but you still love it, there's no point you, because at that time you just feel that, okay, probably it's not my turn. Just like what somebody said, Emiloko, it's not yet my turn. So you look at it, probably it's not yet my turn. I'll just say, okay, let me just wait. You have to wait, and you have to bear it. In as much you have passion for what you're doing and you are good at it, you are really, really good at it. You understand? I just feel it's only a mediocre that will just say, oh, I beg, you don't tire me, I beg, I don't try, because sometimes some of them don't really have that talent. They come because they see people doing it and they see there's money in it. And say, let me to join, let me join, just like a bandwagon. It's not like, might join this race. You understand? But at the end, if they see that nothing good is really coming out of it, they definitely will find their way. They'll find their way. But if you are good at it and yes, they'll take off. But if you know you love what you do and you know you are good, you are really good, and the talent is there, definitely you at the time when you go, you always go back to your drawing board. What is it that I'm not doing right here? What is it that I'm not doing right? What's happening? So, okay, can I do it this way or can I fix it this way? Definitely you wait, you'll be trying until it clicked. So that's just it. There's no magic about it.
Now, talking about going back to the drawing board, you started comedy professionally in the year 2000. And I was meant to understand, in one of the stages when you were just starting, you were booed out of the stage. And a lot of people would have said, oh, no, how did you handle that? And you actually went back to the drawing board, like you said, you repackaged and came back again full force. Tell us that experience. How was that experience? But it was that
Okay,
that will handle that experience.
I don't know what you're talking about. You saw one in the social media, right?
Yes. Network issue. Nigerian network issue. His network is messing up there. Oh my God, his network is having issue. It's okay. The guy has a very strong willpower and a very strong staying power. There's nothing like believing in what you're doing, loving what you're doing it because you love to do it, not just because of the money that is coming out of it. That is one attribute this young man has over comedy job he has been doing for the past 20 years. You know, he's having a network issue. I hope that network rectifies itself. Do you understand? He's having a network issue. So many people would have, check it out, like he said, but he did not. He kept pushing. He's been there doing it, like he said, going back to the drawing board, checking what is it I'm not doing right, what is it I'm not getting right, what is it that I need to do, what is it I need to add. These are the questions he kept asking himself, and he kept repackaging himself, and he kept coming back, and he's been there. But one thing I know about him, according to our societal standard, he has not blown, but he's been everywhere. He's one of the A-list comedians in Nigerian comedy industry. He's been doing well for himself. One thing I need to tell you about entertainment world in industry or entertainment industry in Nigeria is this. Most times it takes talent. Most times it don't really take talent. It takes who you know and what. Sorry about that. It's network, Nigerian network. We understand. You can hear me very well?
Okay.
It's okay. We're talking about that social media.
Yeah, back to your question. Actually, you saw one on social media. That one, actually, I believe that was the one you saw, something like that.
Yeah.
That one, I wasn't good. It just because I didn't just. It was a church event. I didn't just put in my best. It wasn't as if I didn't do well.
Because you're not a Christian.
The laughter, many of them was expected. No, what are that laughter that we expect to get from me? Like, okay, this guy's going to crack us up. We know him. He's a very funny comedian. I did not give them that actual. So that was why. So they just felt I had a bad day. You understand? They felt I had a bad day. While other comedians, young comedians came and were like, no, thrilling them. Me, I just came there, I did what I have to do, and I left. So they're like, this guy not do well today. They had a bad day today. So that was what happened. But the one I was actually put it far back when I was still trying to come up. It was a campus event. In fact, you'd like to be precise. So I went there. I was supposed to be paid. Somebody negotiated for me. We agreed a certain price, and I went there. So it was, I think, it was Queen Amina Hall. They're doing their whole week then. So I went there. When they called me, I was doing fine. I was doing well. I started very well. But at a point, out of inexperience, some of the students from their rooms was like throwing at me, and I decided to reply them. Instead of me to focus on what I was doing, I left what I was doing, and then due to that inexperience, I started focusing on them. So because of that one, at that point, I lost it. So I couldn't blend back. So at that point, the audience was tired. I was like, "Oga, come on here. Hey, get out. I was trying to come back, but it was too late for me. And so the MC just signed me out and said, "I'm going to call you back again." I said, "Okay."
The thing was that
said, "You guys just go and do your go and.
We're talking about 20-something years ago.
This one is not even. Yes, yes.
You're still very young.
So when I came back, I was still young and I was still in school then. So when I finished, when the guy asked me, he said just go back and rearrange yourself very well. I'll call you back later. And truly later he now called me back when he was reintroducing me. I was like, this guy was here before, and you people did not allow him to perform. People upstairs did not allow him to perform, but I'm calling him back again. Please put your hands together for both. When they called me, everybody was like, we don't want to see him. So I now managed to climb the stage. I discovered that they were fed up of me, so they didn't want to see me on stage. In fact, if they what was in their mind, if there is no other activity, please let us go. So they didn't even allow me to perform. Hey, go, and I have to drop the mic. I left, and then I felt so bad because if you are a comedian and you have a very bad day and it didn't touch you, which means you are not ready for the job. You are not a serious comedian. You are not ready. You're just a mediocre. Because sometimes when I go to event, I'll see some comedians who go out there and then they have a very bad day. They will see me there. You see them later. They will pretend as if nothing happened. But as for me, anything like that. Honestly, if you see any serious-minded comedian and he has a bad day, just look. Once he finishes, just look around. You won't see him around again. Because what you do, you now go somewhere quiet or probably his room or go home entirely and then go and think, where did I get it wrong this night? So what happened? You understand? So that's what happened. That was what happened to me that day, and I felt it. In fact, I felt sick for like 2 weeks before I got myself back. I was like, what happened? Even I was supposed to collect my money. I didn't. I didn't even want anybody to see me. I now took one corner, what you have called Koro. I wanted to leave that night, so I didn't know the lady in charge saw me. He now followed another angle and I stopped. And hey, excuse me, where are you going to? I said I'm going home. He said, is it because what happened? Come on, it's not like that. Everybody experienced this. Once you no matter what, even in football, a great footballer have bad day. Talk less of comedy. Say, I've seen most of these comedians that you hear their name today. That I've seen them perform and something like this happen to them. So don't take it too deep. Just accept it and let it go. She now advised me, and then at the same time, she now say, this is your money. Come and collect your money. And she now brought out the envelope. I said, take. To me, I felt that I don't deserve it. He said, take, it's your money. You worked for it. And I collected money. I said, thank you. I left. I said, for like 2 weeks, I didn't get myself. I was like, what? So I said, okay, probably I shouldn't have. When I told one of my colleagues, he said, if I know you have the bag, instead say you beg, say I beg, and no beg. So that's the way you just do it. You balance it and then you continue what you do, what you were doing. At least, honestly, definitely they will listen to you. So I learned all those things. Sometimes all this you learn from your mistakes. So since then, I don't think that's why today, if I go anywhere and I'm performing and I see the way the atmosphere is, I won't wait for anything to happen before I say thank you very much. I think that's my time. Thank you for having me. I'll leave. Because some comedians, yes, some comedians some comedians don't know how to leave the stage. What they do is like, in as much they bring their routine, and normally most of them come with our routine. And once they are on stage, if they've not finished that routine, they have no business leaving the stage. Yeah, so that's just it. So that's just the problem. So I learned a lot. We always learn from our mistakes. So from that mistake, I learned a lot there. So that's just it. So it's not. But I don't pray it happens again anyway, because it's not a good thing to experience.
It won't happen again. You're truly a very strong man, because such incidents would have made so many people to leave the comedy industry. Am I not right?
I love
incidents.
Who are not of strong, course. Because sometimes when we do this thing, after sometimes after performances, sometimes as a comedian, when you leave the stage, say, "Oh, but my brother, this work hard." It's not easy to make people laugh. Most especially when the situation we have in this country now, the situation we are now at this point, it's not all that easy at all. But we thank God. We thank God. We thank God.
Now, in comedy industry, this is one industry in Nigeria that they said that you could have unity, that you could work as a team. Still, in that same industry, we see some people who have so many endorsements, who have so many contracts, who are doing well, and we still have some who don't even have any. If truly you could have this unity, you could work as a team. Why can't some let's go some endorsements, some contracts for some others who don't have?
My sister, if you ask me, who I go ask? This question, this question is complex. For real, I won't lie to you. It's very, very complex. It's a very complex question because, in this life, everybody, especially we the blacks, we like climbing on people's head. You understand? We like that power. And once you have it, you will not want anybody to come, in fact, an inch close to you. You understand? Yeah. An inch close to you when it comes to that power. You would like me to say, this one, I see no down by far with for the industry. I want to continue giving that gap. So that's just it. That is always the problem about we blacks. But let me put it that way. So the same thing goes into this the comedy industry too. So most of us we might want to have one thing or the other, one thing that makes us that keep us going. We will not want to reveal the secret to another person. No, let me know as this thing they go. So now so you go be. You understand? That's why many comedians tomorrow, even if they might go to an event. Fine, I will just say that one is packaged, but some are always beyond that. When they go to an event, probably they've been paid. Maybe the event is just a free event. Maybe they know somebody that maybe the person that have that, maybe the wedding or whatever, call them. I beg, call me run this thing. No money. When he goes now, he takes picture. I go, now you do this event. He goes, how much? I don't think you don't collect. Yes, now. I just tell them, they don't bring some money. I said, they bring 2.5. Meanwhile, he didn't collect anything. Or some maybe 100,000 people they pay.
This network. Why is this network from his end doing this? He has a very poor network. What's happening again? Oh my God. His network is freezing. Wow. That's real funny. Why would you tell someone that they paid you 2 million or 2.5 million? Why they paid you 100,000 or 50,000, or maybe probably they didn't even pay you any? Is it part of the packaging? No, I disagree to this. It's not the packaging. No. I totally disagree to this. I totally disagree to this. Do you understand? Why can't you tell someone, oh, I wasn't paid? It was a pro bono. Or probably, they made a promise that in their next event, they'll pay me better, but they just gave me 100,000 naira. I think it's better than coming outrightly to lie to someone that they pay you 2.5 million, whereas they paid you 100,000. And this goes with some people might even get 100,000 deal tomorrow, and they'll say no, pay me 1 million, pay me 1.5 million, pay me 2.5 million, because someone has told them they paid him or her 2.5 million. That's bad, and that is why you don't have to look at people in whatever thing you're doing. Look at yourself. The focus should be on you and not on anyone, because this simple thing could make a lot of people lose or miss opportunities. Yes, if your colleague tells you, they paid me 2.5 million, whereas he was paid 100,000 or wasn't even paid, someone is discussing a deal with you, and they're probably offering you 500,000. you'll be expecting the person to pay you. Send 2.5 million naira. Even if they are not paying you, you should expect to get at least 1 million naira. And when the person is not offering that, you could turn down that offer and it becomes a problem for you. This teaches each and every one of us a big lesson. Don't emulate anyone. Don't look at anyone. Look at yourself. It is you. It is your business. It's your career. If they're offering you 100,000, if they're offering you 50,000, if that's okay for you, do it. Look, let me tell you, in this industry of ours, it's not every time you make money, but every time you make an impact. Whatever thing you do, adds to your job, it adds to what you're doing, it adds to your personality, it adds to who you are. So don't turn down any job because of price, because of money. Yes, don't turn down any price. You could just say, oh, probably, why don't you take care of my production costs? Then, if you don't have anything to do, that's okay. I think that's the best way to put it than actually saying no. But
Yeah.
your network is truly, truly bad today and is affecting this production. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, my dear. I understand it's not your fault. Before the network issue, you talked about people being paid 100,000, not even paying them any, and they'll come out and say, "Oh, I was paid 2.5 million." Is that not deceitful?
Yeah, but it's a way of being packaging yourself. When you say that our other colleague will be no, we will look you up high there. They will rate you high and say, this guy they work who. You understand? So there are some of them that are real, they are organic, they are real. So when and those ones doesn't talk. They don't talk. You just see it in them that this one they collect where. Because some of and the other ones that talk too much, okay, this one they lie, nothing. But it's just a way
Yeah,
of
because
packaging itself.
now if you're my colleague and you say they pay you 2.5 million naira, and if time of money, if I'm taxing other people 50,000, 10,000, I could tax you for 100 and 200,000. And if they were unable to bring it, what happens? They will lie again.
Sorry, I don't get that. I don't get that question. You say what?
Yeah, they've created that impression that they are well paid, and people
Yeah,
expect them to spend good money, and they will not.
yeah.
So what do
Mm,
they do again?
mm.
They keep lying again to cover up their first lie.
Yes, now you don't say this time now the line will be like onions. Where get they cover each other. You'll be ready to come from any angle. You'll be ready when they come to you from any angle. So that is just it. Actually, the industry is so strong. It's so strong. But fine, the truth of the matter is that the comedy business is a really big business right now. I'm so happy about it. Yeah, even if I've not gotten to that stage that I really wanted to, that I really desire, that I have really been anticipating. But the truth of the matter is, yes, this industry is really, really making it big. You can see endorsement here, left, right, and center. Most especially the ones these online comedians, the social media comedians. Man, those guys are really hitting it big. That's why sometimes we stand up. Sometimes we once in a while Baba shoot skit. That's this thing they makes sense, something like that. You get so it's really a big business, and the market is very, very big for everybody. But the fact that it's big for everybody doesn't mean mediocre should be among the industry. That's
Yeah,
just it.
this newcomers in the comedy industry, are they spoiling jobs for you people, this stand-up comedian? Because a lot of them, even people who are not trained, everybody wants to do skits. How is this new infusion into comedy industry affecting you people and your income? The skit makers, what kind of network is this? Is it the network or where he is? What kind of network is this? Oh my God. As too bad today. But it's okay. We'll still go on with the interview because his network has been really, really terrible. I'll still go on with the interview. Now, he, I just asked him because if you notice today around us, around you, you notice that the skit makers are everywhere. They are everywhere. They are everywhere. They are everywhere. They are everywhere making skits, making money on YouTube, doing things, doing things, doing things, creating wonderful skits, creating wonderful skits. Do you understand? Log in and come in again. Log in and come in. Do you understand? Creating wonderful skits, doing wonderful things, and the stand-up comedians are not really making, some of them who have not gotten at the peak are not making so much money as these skit makers are making. Or probably they are even lying to us, like Bojan just said, that so many of them are not getting the kind of pay they claim they are getting. So it becomes a problem to the comedy industry, or it becomes a blessing to comedy industry. That is, so it becomes an issue here today. My guest today has been Bo Joint, is a comedian, and his network has not been friendly today. It's been off and on. I wonder, was it his location or the type of network he's been using? What we've been discussing about his staying power is one man who has been in the industry for the past 23 years. And like in Nigerian industry, they'll say, have you blown? A lot of people want to get into business, a lot of people want to build a career, not because they actually are interested in that career, but because they want to blow. And when you are building a career in Nigeria for after years and you've not blown, people feel or assume that you're not doing it right or you don't know what you're doing. And this is a young man who's been there doing it for the past 2 decades and he's still doing it. And funny enough, he is even among the A-list comedians in Nigeria. But he has not blown, but God has been faithful to him because he has a lot of shows to his name, radio shows, TV shows, and stand-up comedy shows. And he has an annual show he does every year. We've been talking. And the funny thing about it, today is his birthday. So we're using this thing to celebrate him and celebrate his birthday. Comedian Bo Joint from Edo State, known as Solomon Oko. But people don't actually know him with that name. So my next question and what I want to talk about here today. This guy has been in the comedy industry for the past 23 years and he has not made it big because in our industry, in our society, we expect that once you start doing something, especially when you're on television or when you're on radio, that you've made money. So it's not a lesson to a lot of the young people who want to build a career, who want to open business. If you started something, just be interested, just be focused on your impact you're going to make to the society, to your life, and to people around you. Don't just put your focus on the money you want to make. Because when you start making the impacts, when you start affecting lives, definitely the money will come thereafter. And that is actually what we want to talk, what we've been talking here today with Bojan. And he said that because he's so passionate about being a comedian, he's so passionate about making people happy. So he has kept pushing and he's not planning to stop pushing. Wow, he has had a very terrible network today, and that's here we'll be drawing the curtain here today. And this is the area I don't like because it is the time I'll be going out of the stage. My guest today has been Solomon Oko, also known as Bo Joint, a comedian in Nigerian comedy industry. He's been there for the past 23 years doing what he knows how to do. He is among the A-list comedians in Nigeria. Today is his birthday. Please send him a birthday wish, celebrate him, thank him, appreciate him for having been part of people who are making us smile in our own different ways, in our homes, in our closets. One way or the other, you might have come across his comedy skits or his stand-up comedy. He's good at what he's been doing, and he's good at what he does. So my name still remains Lady Nana. If you did not join us here today, you can watch this interview. Remember, you can watch other of our interviews on www.bedes.tv. That's much will be taken here today. Next time, if you're coming on this show, check your network very well. I still remain your host, Lady Nana.